Good evening,
Evening,
Vix.
guys. How are you all? I hope
Oh,
it all is cool.
it is definitely a day. I can say that much, if nothing else.
Well, quite. Yeah, it's been one of those days so far, you know, and it's only going to get worse.
Well, at least I actually got some sleep last night. That's definitely a first.
I'm glad you managed to get some sleep because you obviously needed it.
Yeah, I think these long lives over the past few days have really been getting to me, and I hadn't realised just how much it's been wearing me down, to be honest. But all it takes is one day to reset by the feels of it.
Yeah, which is true. How are you, Winston, darling? You okay? And hiya, Hammerwell. Oh, Carol's in the house. How are you, my darling?
Just
Haven't
about to
seen you in
say,
a long time.
nice to see you in this one, Carol.
How's your day been, sweetheart? Hey, we all know that Links has gone live, which is a bit of a pain in the ass, but what can you do? You know, it's one of those things which, you know, hopefully he will not be live for too much longer because he knew
Hey,
he
I'm
was
hoping he
going
ends up
live
jumping on with us.
today. So, have you guys had a good one? No, I hope so.
This is certainly the quickest it's ever been for everyone in the chat to say hello to each other, considering there's 4 of us right now, I think.
Yeah, well, Hayley and that were due to come in and everything, weren't they? And
Yeah, I'm surprised she hadn't messaged me, to be honest with you, but she did
you were
say that she's got
exhausted.
a client today. She does
Oh
hairdressing and things
no.
like that, so she'll probably be along
Winston's
soon.
saying he's been at work since 5 a.m. in the freezing cold. I hope your bits haven't fallen off. Yes, that would not be good, would it, you know?
I just need to reset the chat because that message from Winston isn't showing up for me just yet. No surprise with the magnificent internet connection I've got at this place, though.
Is it that bad?
It's even worse. I just pressed refresh and it's still doing it.
Oh.
Still doing it. So I don't understand why my computer is so slow when my phone is how much faster. And there we go. Oh, hi Carol, sorry, never saw your message to me then.
I'm okay, thanks, Carol. I've had quite a few seizures today, unfortunately, so that's why I had to change the time of my live because we were going to go live at 1:45, but I didn't think I had enough time, so I had to wait, really. My head's still a little bit fried, but I'm okay. It's going to be okay, I think, you know. Not been up to much, Winston, apart from trying to get over my seizures and that, which has been one of those days where you just have to pretty much get on with it, don't you? You know, if you have this kind of attitude where you don't smile when these things happen, then you know you get to the stage where you just want to curl up and not be part of the world anymore, which I'm not like that. Hi, Appleton, sweetheart.
Yeah, it's like I've always said, if I don't smile, I'm gonna cry, and I'd much rather smile.
Well, yeah, you've got
Hey,
a little
Ethelston.
smile, Jake, and the world benefits when you use it more. There's too much darkness in this world at the moment, and a lot more people smiled about things rather than complained and thinking of themselves, the world would be such a better place. And you only have to do like minor things like say hello to your neighbours.
Oh, do I have to talk
Say
to my
hello to
neighbours?
people in the
Could I
street
get a pass on
even.
that one?
Be kind to people. That's all it is. Everyone's in
Yeah,
a
I
similar
know.
situation where everyone's getting frustrated because they're in lockdown and they can't do the things they want. Nobody's got any money. But what doesn't cost is good manners and who you are as a person, you know. Oh, you like the thumbnail, did you? Yeah, well, I've had that on my Facebook for a while and I thought it was appropriate. A lion
I tell you,
with a rifle. I thought
these
that's
lions
pretty
are definitely
appropriate.
getting better at hunting.
Well, could you imagine what it'd be like if lions could actually fire guns? I mean, they'd have a field day with the poachers, wouldn't they? Cheeky buggers. It would be quite funny. Well, lions
See,
are
that
bad enough
shows
on
just
their own
how
without
little my
rifles.
brain's working today.
Sorry, darling.
That shows just how little my brain's working today, because I figured I should have been able to make some kind of joke about lions having a field day. But, you know.
Well, what can I say, you know?
Leave it with me and I'll come up with one eventually.
Well, when I was going through my thumbnail pics, I thought, no, I was in a bit of a cheeky mood, so I thought this one's going to do it. Which is cool. Carol's asking, how
when
are
it
you
comes to
today?
thumbnail pics, I'm all right, Carol, thanks. How's about you? But yeah, when it comes to thumbnail pics and putting a smile on people's faces, all I need is this.
Oh, not the cucumber again. Now that was freaking me out last night because all of a sudden I had Jake's cucumber flashing in my face. And he kept on changing his name. He kept on flashing his cucumber in my face, and I didn't know where to put my head. To be fair, yeah, that was the one.
Not near the cucumber.
But Jake found this group that he was part of the other night, and they were talking about. Oh, you can tell the story, Jake. You were there, but it was pretty funny.
So it all started off with, as always, just an innocuous and innocent comment about being hungry, wanting to get a salad, and having a cucumber in the fridge. Now, I never made anything of it until she turned around and said, actually, I think I've only got half a cucumber. To which it all started off from me just saying, so where's the other half? And please, dear God, tell me it's not pickled.
Well, they were talking about other stuff though, weren't they, this group?
Oh, to be fair with this other group I found that I've found myself being part of more and more just recently, the conversations are just ridiculous. Hilarious, but ridiculous all the same.
Oh, talk of
And
the
me with
devil.
my disgusting sense of humour fits in
Talking about
perfectly.
you a minute ago. Well, your ear's burning.
Oh, has she turned up? I think I may need to refresh my chat again. I love my internet. Have I mentioned that already today?
Was this your neighbour? You had to report your neighbour to the housing association before Christmas because she was throwing new sunny pads in your garden. Oh my God. That is disgraceful. Oh my goodness me. I mean, that is disgusting for one, but you having to go into your garden and see somebody else's. Oh. Lucky I'd already eaten.
Kind of goes against the name of him a little bit, that, doesn't he? Like, there's nothing sanitary about that.
Quite. but why throw them in your garden, though? I mean, surely it'd be quicker and easier if she, like, put them in her own bin.
Look, just imagine the effort
What
that
did
it
the
actually
Housing
takes to
Association
take it
say,
off,
Winston? I mean, that is
walk
just
outside,
disgraceful.
and then actually throw it into the garden.
But what is wrong with people these days? I mean,
Oh, Vix,
oh,
come on, at this point you should know. The best question is what's right with people.
well, I certainly wouldn't. I mean, I don't like my neighbour. She's a bit of a cow, but I would never throw any kind of sanitary products in her garden. Might want to throw it in her face, but garden, no. Actually, I wouldn't even do that, you know. Hi, Trump. How are you, sweetheart? It's just one of
Hey,
those
Trump,
things,
I've
isn't it,
seen you
where
around a couple of times.
she's in the flat above. She lobbed them out of her bathroom. Ah. So you could have been walking outside into your garden, and then all of a sudden you'd look up and then you get a sanitary pad in your face. Lovely. Oh,
I've heard of being caught
what's
red-handed,
she saying
but
to you?
red-shoed is definitely something new.
She said, "Oi, Winston, heads up." Ow!
I think the appropriate response to that would be, oh, bloody hell.
Well, yes, it would, wouldn't it? I hope she didn't have heavy flow, otherwise you would have gone blind.
I was not ready for this level of conversation straight away.
And we don't normally talk about this kind of stuff, but for good fucking reason. I mean, who does that shit?
Well,
Oh, wow.
see, I need to be very careful when it comes to changing my picture on this now because I've got that many different ones, and some of them are just ever so slightly inappropriate.
Well, that's you, though, isn't it? You know.
Well, yeah, but just to give anyone an idea, if they're wondering what I'm on about when I say inappropriate, I'm not gonna put it on because it's a little bit too dodgy for this stream. But if anyone's ever heard of Goatsy, that'll give you an idea.
No, I haven't heard of that. Hi, Jamie, darling.
Don't Google him.
How are you?
Just please, dear Lord, for your own safety and state of mind, do not Google Goatsy.
I'm intrigued now. Why didn't you do that? Give us a couple of hints that otherwise I'm probably going to go over and do it.
Well, you've had the disclaimer. That's all I'm going to say. If anyone wants to damage their own mental health irreparably, then by all means Google Goatsy. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend it.
We deal with you on a daily basis, so how bad is he compared to you? So you're about a 5 on the weird scale, so he'd be about a what?
Goatsy is a stretchy arsehole on the weird scale.
We don't need to find out about stretchy arseholes. I mean, we've already had a topic on used sanny pads being thrown out of a bathroom window, and now you're talking about stretchy arseholes.
Well, you forced the conversation, Vix. I mean, I tried to be nice and back out of it.
And now you know you're talking about backing out of things. Oh dear.
If you carry on, I'm just going to put the Goatsy picture on.
Well, if we go live later on tonight, which we were thinking of doing, you'd be able to do that, after Watershed if you want. Is that a Harry Potter?
Yeah, just make sure it's a nice Harry Pothead picture.
Harry Pothead. Nice.
It's Weedleys in the background, if anyone's wondering.
We don't normally go live at this time of day because for obvious reasons, because there are other people that go on at this time, so it wasn't deliberate. But
it was on my end. I've been trying to force this time constantly. It's a good escape for all the expats.
Oh, Jake, you bitch. You're trying to get me in trouble again, aren't you? See, I would prefer going live at 6, but then if we wanted to go live after that, then it would have been too much, I think. So that's why we chose now. So. Why on earth did they block you for 30 days?
Oh.
Because you talked
Welcome
about
to censorship. I still absolutely love that phrase, Kung Flu. It was Liam that introduced me to that, and I will never forget it.
Well, it's, Belen says it, doesn't he? You know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I heard him actually say it, but then again, I haven't been in his lives for a few weeks now.
What's wrong with that guy at the moment? I mean, I don't know whether any of you guys have been watching Bellend at the moment, but his attitude absolutely stinks. I mean,
Belfield. I thought you meant another Bellend that we all know.
No, I'm talking about Belfield Bellend. The ginger wank with the little penis who thinks he's Billy Big Bollocks. That one. I don't know whether you guys
that
saw
guy. I get what you mean
about the mental health and all that, but the first one was absolutely disgraceful, and then he turned around and said it was an experiment, and only lefties can get mental health. And what else was it he said? Because Pat pulled him up on it and did a big video, and as soon as Pap's video had hit, he done a retraction and did another video, which was just as bad as the first one, but he was backtracking. And then he done a third one, which was even worse. And when people done that phone in, now I was saying to Pap, you know, whilst we're on it, like, can I go over and roast Bellend? And he said, I'd leave it for now because he knows exactly what I'm like. I would have picked up the phone and given him both barrels and the butt end of a rifle up his own asshole while he was bending over his piano, crying for mercy.
He'd probably get a bit too much pleasure out of that one, though, wouldn't he? I mean, let's face it, looking at the guy, he ain't had contact with another human being for months, and that was before lockdown.
Well, he's married, so I feel sorry for his missus. I mean, can you imagine
what
being married
poor...
to him? The word
not even for the divorce settlement.
Oh, great minds think alike, don't they? It's like
I love that.
Oh, wow.
But literally wouldn't even do it for the settlement because it wouldn't be worth the 6 months you'd have to put up with it in between.
What last comment was censored, Appleton? What? The one that
the last comment to yours. The last comment to yours that I can see, Ethelston, are Alex Belfield always says Kung's flu. I doubt Alex Belfield came up with that phrase himself, though. If there was anything else in between that and the talking of the last comment, then yeah, it would have been censored. Yeah, but if not, you know what?
Winston, take away the BBC, Meghan Markle and Piers, morbidly obese Morgan, isn't it? That's another favourite phrase of his. Need to have less content than me. True, very true, Winston. You know, he likes banging on about the BBC and that, but
Whip lady, you're fine to eat. Just make sure it's not a calzone. That shit is not safe in this chat.
Well, I haven't said anything about calzones and that, so
yeah, but
poor
I'm here.
Eating that, and
I'm here.
She didn't realise he was eating one, and then said all that stuff. And the answer
it was absolutely brilliant, though.
Liverpool today.
You got there before I even had the chance. God damn it.
But because of my seizures and that, I don't think glory hole would be appropriate, really. Hi, Heaven, sweetheart. How are you? You having a good day?
Just in case Hammerwell decides to turn up today, I've got the testimonials loaded up from that website we was talking about. Just so I can give him. Yeah, he said he's got something to do and he's going to try and catch the live. So just in case he does turn up,
He's
I've got the
probably
testimonials loaded up and ready to give him a good example.
he's probably sucking off North Audit somewhere.
Jesus, anyone's actually willing to take that risk? Like, you do realise that you can get STDs in the mouth, right?
No comment there. No effing comment, you know.
I love how I went from being all, I'm not going to mention the stream, I've got no ill will, to just being completely honest and yeah, fuck him. Winston, calzone's an Italian thing. It's basically a folded pizza. So yeah, it's like a pizza sandwich. Burn your goddamn mouth out first time you take a bite into it if you're stupid as me. But if you've ever had any of them bird's eye crispy pancakes, it's very similar to that kind of thing.
It's one of those things, isn't it? So what has everybody been doing this afternoon? Anything exciting or?
Me personally, I just ran a StreamYard test while I was waiting for this to come up, and then I ended up having storage issues on my phone, which turned the Wi-Fi off, and I didn't realise until 5 minutes before we were meant to go live, which was fun.
Well, lucky I you know, came around when I did, because that would have been pretty bad if I'd like missed my own live stream, because obviously Jake wouldn't have known. And I did try and warn him, but I mean, how can your data not be on? I mean, who does that?
Right, so I only ever use Wi-Fi. I don't bother spending money on credit because I never call anyone anyway. I've got WhatsApp for that, and anyone that's important enough will call me. But when I have a storage issue on my phone, it disables the internet connection to try and reduce the actual physical data storage usage on the phone. But you need to turn it back on manually afterwards, which I did the first time, but I had a second one pop up, which is why I took all the pictures off my phone and put them on my PC, and then completely forgot to turn it back on after that.
How was your shopping trip anyway, Heaven? Was it all right, or is it supposed to be really quiet, isn't it? I mean, I don't know how seriously people are taking this new lockdown, because I haven't been out today myself because it wouldn't have been safe for me to do so. But is it all quiet where you are, or are people still going out and that and ignoring things?
So I assume on my end people will still be ignoring things, but I wouldn't know myself because I've still got another 2 days before I'm allowed out.
What is that I call Nicola Sturgeon?
Would that be the Jimmy Cranky?
Oh, there's lots of things we can call that woman. She's like a little
Even
Scottish
that's
terrorist.
Debatable. To be fair, Jamie, the nicknames or comments for Sturgeon range from the basic Jimmy Cranky to less attractive than worn out saddle leather. But, you know, one of the rules is no targeted aggression, so I'd rather not get kicked out of the chat, eh?
I would rather snog my dog than go anywhere near that woman. I mean...
Is that another euphemism, Vix?
No, it's not. She wears so much dodgy makeup and she's got such a dodgy personality and smile that you wouldn't want to go near her with a 10-foot barge pole, 15-foot, 20-foot, even 100-foot.
I don't know, to be fair. Barge poles could be quite useful with her, because you can use them to keep her head underneath the water.
Oh. I should think he's probably got a few women on the side, because sleeping with that every time, you'd want to, like, pull your dick off.
Well, if you've heard any of the rumours, she turned him off that badly. She turned him on to little boys.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Did you not know about that?
Well, I thought she already had a penis. But that's really another show, isn't it, you know?
Yeah, let's leave that one for the afternoon show.
Well, she probably goes into, the Scottish Parliament and flops it out on the table and said, who's got the biggest dick in here? And they find out she has.
She would win every time.
But nobody does like Sturgeon.
Let's be honest, Sturgeon's the kind of person whose own parents would be disappointed in her.
I mean, her partner in crime probably wrote the hate bill because he hates her.
Yeah, she is a disgusting example of a white person.
Yes, it's a thing as well. She keeps on wasting money on this independence thing. I mean, hasn't she heard the term no means no?
Well, that's the thing. You can't expect a politician to understand the idea of consent, can you? Especially one in a country without common law principles.
Did you just say principles? Now that's a funny joke coming from that bent fucking bin. Oh my God, principles. She wasn't born with any principles.
I said common law principles.
Well, she's common, all right. Principles, no.
Hey, fuck off. I'm working class and I'd rather not be associated with that fucker, thanks.
Yeah, but, at least you're half human. I think she came down from Mars or something.
Well, to be fair, half human's about right. My dad is a gypsy.
Not playing with a full deck, half a deck, or even a quarter of a deck of cards.
But I wouldn't mind seeing her get decked.
Yes, that would be quite good. Wouldn't it be funny if we could arrange a charity boxing match with all the MPs and get them all in the ring and get them all knocked out? And I'll definitely see money for that shit. Definitely.
Stick them all up against Mike Tyson and tell him that there's no rules against ear biting.
Well, you're right, Jamie. They don't follow the rules. They just rob the public blind, saying, oh, it's okay that we fiddle our expenses. They won't be able to do anything about it anyway.
Didn't you know rules are for thee and not for me?
That's very true, Jake, actually. Very true. I would like to know, though, how it's going with all the guys that sent out paperwork to do all the MPs under the English constitutional laws. I want to see how far they get with that, because that would be very interesting to find out what's going on there.
Well, to be honest, as much as I'd love for it to actually work out, it's more than likely going to end up going the same way as the lawful rebellion. That kind of just fizzled out after a few years, didn't it? I even got a letter back from the MP that I'd sent a letter to join in on that with, saying that it was no longer relevant. MP, sorry, the Baroness.
Leo, would you get your head out of my back?
Say that again, Vic. Sorry, I lost connection for a sec.
So I've got Leo's managed to get near my legs and he's sticking his head up my backside, which, sorry guys, but Leo, for goodness sake, hang on a sec, I'm going to mute my mic, otherwise I'm probably going to say some dodgy shit online. Sorry guys, I'll be a minute.
That's all right, Vix. You take as long as you need. And for anyone that missed the last live, Whip Lady, I know for a fact you will love hearing about this one. So I found a different website while I was in this other community the other day, because the trolls over there are that bad. They actually like sending a bunch of different shit to each other's door, ranging from biscuits to actual shit. Now, just to give you an idea of the customer reviews on this website, let me read a few of the testimonials out for you. I'll just check the chat first and see if there's any comments first. Nope, not that I can see. Right, let's jump straight into the testimonials then. George Phil from London said, I had to pay £70 for an extremely shitty service. Paying an extra £20 and returning the favour was a bargain that he could not refuse. Jessica from Brighton says, an uncle of mine has a great sense of humour, and thanks to you, he nearly got a stroke from laughing at his last birthday present. Tripping over my own words there. Chloe from Bristol says, there are two types of mother-in-law. One of them deserves pig shit, and the other, well, cow shit did the trick. This is the joy of sendshit.co.uk. Yeah, Whip Lady, I thought you'd enjoy this. Sendshit.co.uk helped me to ruffle the feathers of my goddamn co-workers. That asshole was pissing me off for a long time, and I finally had my revenge. Thank you, said Charlie from London. Now, this one's quite interesting. We all know a Dave from Birmingham. I wonder if he knows about this website. Dave from Birmingham says, my neighbour let his dog Majesty shit wherever it wanted. One small package of pig shit was all it took to make him carry a bag on his walks. And I'm really hoping Vix returns at some point soon because I'm getting a little bit lost right now.
Jake. I've been listening for a while.
Okay then.
Interrupt you because you were having such a good time.
Hey, I'll just keep going just to keep people interested and tuned in, because one thing I've learned that doesn't work with these live streams is dead air.
I was going to ask if anybody knows any new information about what's going on with this stupid lockdown business, how long it's going to last or anything like that, because I've been avoiding the news. I don't want to hear it.
From the research I've done over the past few days, it's supposed to be over at the end of March. So we went into lockdown in March last year, and we'll be coming out of a lockdown in March this year. That's all fun.
Well, March is a long time.
Yeah.
A few of us were thinking of doing like a meet-up. We're not sure where it's going to happen yet, but a few of us wanted to meet some of our fellow YouTubers and have a good afternoon, or a good weekend even. And it could happen maybe in Dover or something, because
I've heard you talking about that a fair bit, and I would quite like to be able to come along. It just depends on how much I can save in the meantime.
Well, depending on who wants to get involved, obviously, and if it turns out that more northerners want to meet, then obviously us southerners would have to come up north.
And if it's an even number, me and Mr. E-Boy could be happy, because we can just get you to meet in the middle. And Vix is reading comments again, I think.
It's a difficult one.
Whip Lady, I said meet in the middle, not meet out in the sticks. Come on. Although, to be fair, if it was to be in Wales, then it would absolutely have to be in Quim, because I love that little village. It's so quaint and it's in the middle of nowhere. The roads there are absolutely deadly.
I don't know about Wales for me, because that would be...
Whip Lady says, haha, yes, come to Wales, lol.
Oh, you want me to come all the way to Wales? Well, you really are like, making me a glutton for punishment, aren't you guys? Evening, Wayne. How are
See,
you?
this is why I reckon Birmingham. This is why I reckon Birmingham would be the best destination for everyone.
Go there if you paid her. Why is that then, sweetheart? Is it because there's
More
too many
specifically,
people
where's
there?
that? We've mentioned too many places already.
It would have to be somewhere that's got a main train station, and that would have a hotel nearby. If it was to be a weekend or an overnight visit, because it would be too difficult.
Somewhere like Birmingham.
Stop whispering, you pervert. Well, what are you like?
Everybody loves whispering.
No,
Didn't you
that's
know how
fine.
many subs and viewers ASMR channels get?
That's creepy. Press 1 in the chat if you think that's creepo.
If you want me to.
Oh, I think they're being all quiet. Oh, heaven's saying it's not that rough. Oh, Jake thinks he's a creep, yeah.
People in this channel are way too nice to me if no one else is doing it.
Right, we may probably end up meeting either in Dover, maybe Birmingham, possibly Manchester even. I'm not sure yet. I say depending on how many want to turn up.
To be fair, Manchester wouldn't be the worst idea for me.
Planet and that, and I'm glad you're good, Wayne.
Because I'm actually planning on going up to around Liverpool ways to meet up with some old friends when the lockdown's over. So I could always just tie that on to at the end of whatever meetup we end up doing. Like, say, spend a day and a half or so with you lot, and then start off up to round Liverpool, freaking Runcorn ways, and then meet up with my old mates. So that would work quite well. Thanks, Ethelston. At least somebody likes it.
Stop fucking doing that. That creeps me out. When Jake likes to creep me out. Yeah. Well, I did live in Manchester for a couple of years, guys. So, and my uncle lives there, so that could be a strong possibility. The only bad thing for me, I was only there for a couple of years, is that I started to pick up the accent a little bit, and with my accent already the way it is, it did sound rather weird.
Don't start me off on talking about accents.
And it lasted for years, and then I lost it when I lived in Brighton. And then when I moved up to Manchester, I managed to get a little bit of Northern in there as well. So, but
I'm pretty sure I already told you the story about.
You can hear some of the strong Southern, and then you hear some of the Northern twang in there as well. It gets pretty creepy. But hey, they say variety's the spice of life and all that, but the weird accents aren't good at all. Especially when people tend to take the piss.
And on the subject of accents, I'm pretty sure I've already told you the story of that 2-week holiday I had in Wales.
No.
When I was a kid. So yeah, I've always had a tendency to pick up accents really quick. And when I was a kid, I was about 9, 10, I think. My mum and her partner at the time ended up renting a cottage out in Wales. Don't remember exactly where it was, but we ended up being there for a month or so. But after 2 weeks, I'd already picked up the accent perfectly, to the point where I went round one of the local shops with my mum, and I was looking around, minding my own business, looking at all the sweets they had on offer. And she goes to walk out the shop. I notice her walking out the shop, and I turn around and say to her, "Ma'am, wait for me, will you?"
You sounded like that, seriously.
Absolutely. That is not even a joke. And that there is when I first started developing an interest in learning to imitate accents and things like that. Like, there are so many accents that I can do at this point. It's ridiculous. It's one of my only saleable features. Well, I think I just broke the whip lady.
I'm not going to ask how you managed to do that. She's pretty unbreakable, so I've heard. I don't know whether that's the case, DeWitt. What do you reckon?
You say that, but look at the chat right now. She's there having a normal chat, then she starts laughing and just presses the letter I.
So
So
you're
it's not
doing
just me
it,
then.
are you, DeWitt
That's good.
lady? Because all he says is I, which it is okay, because I think it's quite sweet, really.
Yeah, me and Whip Lady was in Liam's live yesterday, and he pops in and just goes, "I." So me and Whip Lady both put back, "I," and he just puts back, "I, Whip Lady, I, Jake," which was pretty cool. Oh, well, I should hope it was your fingers you were typing with, because the only one I know that types anything else is Hammerwell, and that's only because he's got his phone in one hand and something else in the other.
Well, Hammerwell tends to type with everything he's got, doesn't he? I'm sure he's taught his hair how to type as well.
That would not surprise me, to be honest with you. Would not surprise me at all.
He's sitting there wanking with every other part of his body, so I'd like to know how he actually manages to do it, because that would be pretty hard thing to do. Yeah, you're right, Cheech
I
is
wouldn't say that.
He's a lovely guy. Got a lot of time for Cheech.
Knowing Hammerwell, he'd ask if you want video evidence. He wouldn't ever send it. He'd come up with a million excuses, but he'd ask if you wanted video evidence.
On why he couldn't, like his computer was broken, his internet was down, he had a power cut.
Well, from what I heard from a Whip Lady last night, apparently Hammerwell borrowed her excuse book.
Whose excuse book did he borrow?
Apparently he borrowed Whip Lady's.
Oh, okay. I thought he may have borrowed the Tory manifesto, but maybe the Whip Lady was closer. Oh, sorry, guys. When I've had a few seizures, I get into a slight bitchy mood, but you love it, really.
The bitchy mood is always welcome.
Freedom of information request. What, to Hammerwell?
Nice.
Yeah, that'd be quite interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah, you're right, Carol. He is a lovely guy, and we do love Hammerwell. He knows that. We're only joshing around with him.
Yeah, I figured the more I talk about him, the more likely he is to actually turn up to another goddamn live because I've missed him.
But it all depends if North Audit's let him out the basement or not. That's good.
I would go and have a look, but I refuse to give that channel an extra view. D. Milano. I don't think I've seen that name in here before. Welcome, dude.
Patriot and a good friend.
In that case,
I did say as soon as he comes over here, he would be a mod in my channel. So you better behave, people, because he's spun it up and ready to go.
well, if that's the case, give me a second, because I'm loading YouTube up on my laptop on my PC, and I'm going to go and drop the dude a sub, whether he's got content or not. Any friend of Vixie's is a friend of mine.
I actually don't know the answer to that, Athelston, but that is a bloody good question. I wonder if the Home Office would actually know the answer to that question. Probably fucking not, actually.
If you bear with me, Ethelston, once I've dropped this sub, I'll check for you, man. If there have got anything on there.
Well, it'd be interesting to put a subject access request in for that information, wouldn't it? It would only take, supposed to be 28 days to find out?
Yeah, they've got 28 days to do it if it's immediately accessible, and the maximum extension that they're allowed to have is 40 days. Any longer than 40 days, and you've got a case against them.
Well, I'd certainly like to know the answer to that question. Shall we do it, guys? Put in a subject access request to the Home Office for what Athelston was saying there.
And Hammerwell turns up at last. Where have you been, you bitch?
Good evening, Mr. Excuses of all excuses. How are you, my love? Why were you late? Did your clock run out, or did you have your watch nicked?
Did it take you too long to clean up after the last session?
Add an extra £10,000 to the official. Yeah, you're probably right there, Winston. It was a funny one because I can't remember who I was talking to about this, but when I went down to Dover in October and came back, I actually went down there and looked for myself what was going on, and when I came back, people were arguing me, saying that I got it all wrong, and that I'd been watching too much of Active's live streams, and they were trying to tell me that Active feeds were false and that this, that, and the other, and they were basically saying stuff like that. And then they turned around and said, well, how do you know so much about it? And I said, well, I was actually there recording it with my own eyes. Shut them.
Did you not know? Did you not know? The camera lies. The only thing that tells the truth is the massively censored lefty mainstream media. Come on. You're not allowed to believe yourself, only the government.
Sorry, Jake, I forgot. How silly of me.
Straight to Gulag.
Did you sort out your trainers, darling, in the end?
Straight to Gulag.
I was quite surprised you didn't end up burning your house down, but... Or you didn't burn your fingers off. That's a good start. Hammerwell's been playing pocket billiards. Yeah, it probably has, you're right. Is that the case, Hammerwell?
It's a good job he didn't burn his fingers off, because apparently he's got no shrink wrap to put them back on with.
No comment there.
You too, D. Nice to meet you as well.
I don't know where Raimi said
That's a good point. Where was the
Earlier on,
wee
when
boy
I
bag?
actually put the stream up that he was coming in, no, it said maybe North Audit's got him locked in the basement. I don't know.
I wish I knew how David got that triangle for his
Saying
name.
that, Jamie, Liam T managed to get answers out of the Home Office, so it's always worth a try. I mean, all it is, us writing out a letter and sending it to them. How difficult's that?
You say that though, if you caught his live last night, you'd know that he sent in another Freedom of Information request, basically going along the same lines, and they've told him that they want him to pay £600, £25 for every hour that it will take him to get the information.
What?
Yep.
Are you kidding?
I absolutely wish I was.
I thought these actual requests were supposed to be free because it's a freedom of information, which the word free at the beginning of it would give it away. Not it will cost you 600 quid to get the information.
Well, you'd think that, but freedom isn't and never has been free.
Well, no, but
whether it's paid for in money or blood, it always costs something.
No, I'm aware of that, Athelston.
Sorry to bring it down a little bit there.
I actually want to know the answer to both the illegal side and the legal side. I want the answers to both questions.
Character maps. Right, thanks for that, Dave.
I don't really have a problem in regards to the legal people over here because they did it the right way, but
I've got even less of a problem now that they're actually not allowed to get benefits straight away. My only issue with legal immigration was the ones that were coming over legally to get benefits.
I remember, I don't know which patriot was asking these questions, but they're interviewing quite a lot of the migrants up at Napier, and they were all saying that they've been coached to fill out the paperwork for PTSD. And that's what they will be getting, which is pretty shocking considering people in this country can't even get it, and they can, and they're not even from war-torn countries, most of them either. Some of them are granted, but the majority of them aren't, and it's pretty shocking.
I wonder if people that live in Dover, Folkestone, any of the other landing sites could claim PIP on the grounds of PTSD for all the freaking damage them seeing being done to their own local areas. Hashtag not all.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. Oh, I'm aware of that.
I can't find.
It's been going on for a lot longer, and the big question here is what are we paying Border Fast for, and why are we paying the French to prevent them from coming over here when they're the ones trafficking them over here? It's absolutely ridiculous. I think we should be getting the money back from these a-holes and using it to help the veterans and the homeless in this country, because it's getting diabolical. Yeah, I agree with that, Athelston. They do, and it's wrong, absolutely wrong what they're doing, because it's
box tickets.
Making the British and everybody more and more hostile towards the immigrants, and a lot of it is not their fault, but a lot of them, have come over here the wrong way, which is a difficult situation.
Well, one thing that definitely doesn't help is the lefty welcoming committees that love to show up with signs saying, immigrants welcome. Well, yes, immigrants are, but the people they're welcoming are not immigrants. They are illegals. It's a completely separate thing. And I'm going to try really hard not to get into it right now because I can feel my blood starting to boil.
Thank you, Wayne. I do try and make it as balanced as possible because I do see both sides, but this hasn't been very well thought out at all by any part of the government or the councillors in that area because they haven't got any room for the people anyway. And what's going to happen when they bring over all their families? There's going to be no school placements at all, hospitals, all of it. GPs aren't coping at all right now, and it's just going to overwhelm the actual system we've got in place now, which is hanging on by the skin of its teeth. Well, in theory, we could, but apparently all the lawyers are fighting against it, and they're going to make it very difficult to send them back. But yeah, you're right, I totally agree with you there. Unfortunately, I agree with you there as well, David. There will be, and that scares the hell out of me, being a woman. Very scary time.
It scares the hell out of me being what's known as a kafir.
Yeah, it's a difficult situation, and especially at the moment with the mainstream media making us all live in fear as well. But while they're doing that, the migrants are coming in through the back door and they're not being noticed so much, which I think is a bit out of order.
Absolutely.
Who's for changing the subject into something a little bit more uplifting?
Yes, let's
Who
do
wants to
it.
throw Jake out the window?
Yes, let's do it. It'll be my first experience of the outside world in about 2 weeks. That would still be a nice thing to do.
Well, yeah, he's having to distance himself from the outside world because of the old Kung flu. Which is unfortunately, because of your neighbour getting the Kung flu. I bet you wanted to kill him, didn't you?
I wouldn't mind.
Though.
I wouldn't mind if it was my neighbour himself, but it was his mum. He knew that she tested positive, and he invited her around anyway. And she's not exactly, we'll put it this way, she's a few potatoes short of a full bag of chips.
Oh, you mentioned the chips, didn't you? You would have to.
Well, come on, it wouldn't be a stream with you if I'd never. Chips or battered sausages, one or the other. Guys, if she kicks me out the StreamYard at any point, it's been nice knowing you. Just bear with me a second. I'm just looking for something on my phone real quick.
What is that? Your personality?
What, I've got one, have I? That's
really?
News to me.
Really, but you have.
So I noticed the other day that certain national flags were being banned from being used as profile pictures and things like that on YouTube. Were you aware of that?
Well, I'd seen that they blacked out the Scottish flags. Which, what is wrong with having a Scottish flag on your thing? I don't get it. I really don't. It's like when I had, not that I had them outside or anything, but my next door neighbour complained because I had an English flag in my own living room, by the way, and she complained about it.
You racist, showing patriotic pride.
I know. What is this world
How
coming to?
dare they?
I know, I'm so out of order, aren't I, by, having an English flag in England in my own house. I mean, yeah, if
Absolutely
I had
disgusting
it on our
behaviour.
washing line or hanging from her house, it'd be a bit different, but it was inside, for goodness sake.
Goodbye to my ears.
Oh, nice, Athelston. That is just disgusting. Are you taking a leaf out of Hammerwell's books, are you, by dirty jokes? Either that or you've been spending time around with King.
StreamYard won't let me put any more profile pictures in. I'm sad now.
Why not?
Well, I'm trying to upload a certain profile picture on the topic we were just talking about, but apparently it won't let me. It's saying there's still room for more, but it won't let me put it in.
What was it you wanted to put in?
St George's Cross.
Oh, okay.
Won't even let me delete any either. Oh, that one wasn't meant to be there. That's the doxing thing I was telling you about. Oh, that was an
You've got a
accident.
lovely
Everyone just
badge there, David.
pretend you never saw that.
Yeah, I felt like it, Athelston, but the thing is she doesn't speak English. Well, what you do, Dee, is you pick up the phone and tell them all to F off because you're in your friend's live stream right now. Oh, that was my next door neighbour, Athelston, and she is an imbecile, you're right, but she wouldn't understand what I was saying anyway. It'd be a bit pointless. It would be fun, though. Next time I'll just let Leo go and she get bitten on the bum. Which is probably the most fun she's had in years. So what are you reprobates up to tomorrow? Anything exciting? Is that your Scottish flag there, Jamie? You've muted your mic, Jake, did you know?
I did know, but I'd completely forgot, and I was still trying to talk. Thanks for pointing that one out.
Darling.
I am the brains of Britain, May.
Oh dear, we're all lost. If you're the brains of Britain, fuck me.
I just think that was a little bit mean, personally.
Well, I did tell you, I've had a few seizures today, and normally I do get a little bit bitchy when I've had them. I did warn you, I wasn't lying. I am in a relatively good mood as well, so you can imagine if I was in a bad mood what you'd get.
Do I want to imagine that, though?
I don't know, sweetheart, do you?
Well, Lord knows I've probably
Yeah,
experienced
you are
enough
everything she
bitchiness to
is,
not need
but
to.
I've tried to welcome her and her family, and no, she's she's Indian, and her family speak Hindi, and the thing is though, which she doesn't know, is that her grandchildren that speak very good English, and so does her son, and we get on really well. And the fact that this lady, she hates my cats and she hates Leo, but her family come round and play with the cats and play fetch with Leo when she's not around, which is quite sweet actually.
Vix, the whip lady says that they've blacked all out. Try my words properly. That they've blacked out all the flags, but it's okay. I found a French flag. Look at the chat when it shows up.
Hang on a minute. Well, you put in a French flag, have you?
Yeah, I just found a French flag. I've dropped it in the chat.
I can't see anything in that you put in the chat for a while.
It's just posted now.
All right, that would explain it then. It comes out white. Okay.
Do you not get the joke?
I can't even see the bloody flags.
It's a white flag because what did the French always do? Whip lady gets the joke at least.
No. I get the joke, but
Oh, it was just shit. I'm sorry.
no, it's not that. I was rubbing my head.
See, but there are, like, honestly speaking, there are two flags that haven't been blacked out, which I find quite ridiculous.
Oh, let me guess what the European Union flag is probably one of them.
Nope.
I haven't got a clue then. Go on. Oh, the rainbow flag.
What does it just turn them flags into? White flag, rainbow, white flag, transgender. That's really weird. It's meant to be a rainbow flag and the transgender flag.
Every flag, despite the colour, needs a pole. Yeah, you're right, Dee. Poles are fun. Actually, that came out a bit wrong, didn't it? Fucking hell.
Vix, we know you well enough to know that came out exactly as it was intended. Don't play
I
coy
love
with
my
us.
slipper pole. So, yeah.
Well, that was the choice for today.
Yeah, glory hole stripper pole, but because, like I said, because the amount of seasons I've had, it has to be the stripper pole.
I was going to make a joke then, but it would have been a bit dark even for me.
Oh, the whip lady saying, Jake, don't tell me you're the 50th gender.
Fuck no, I'm the number one gender, man.
Gender bender.
I'll happily bend individuals of the other gender, if that's what you mean.
Oh, Jamie's managed to find some other flags here.
Yeah, I was just taking the piece as the pirate flag,
Oh,
black
I know
flag, white flag.
you always take a blatant piss. You know, we get used to that by now.
See, like Hayley loves saying, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
Thank fuck for that.
And you was trying to talk me out of leaving this community earlier. Some people just
we all have our
love
funny
mixing
5 minutes,
signals.
don't we?
Funny 5 minutes? I
I
don't
said
remember
funny
stopping being
5
funny at
minutes,
any point.
Jack Plonker.
I said funny 5 minutes.
Oh dear me.
Oh, yes, Ethelston, thank you
Can
for
you
the
ask
reminder. I
them
was meant to be looking at that, wasn't
what
I?
on earth is going on with the schools and that then? If everyone's in lockdown until, what is it, March?
It's all gone back to online schooling.
Online schooling?
Yep.
Well, that's good for parents, isn't it, that can't get babysitters and that. So what, they're supposed to lose their jobs as well. That's terrible.
Well, yeah, because I think the best thing that they could have possibly done for the country in a time where suicide rates have shot through the roof, domestic violence incidents have gone up fourfold. Like, what could they possibly have done to make things any better other than making the kids be around that constantly? It makes perfect sense.
Very, very true. So, Hammerwell, what's your excuse this time for not coming on?
Fingers crossed he says something about already having done it on a tissue, because I know Hammerwell well enough. But I'm just trying to find the migration rates for Ethelston, Jamie, and then I'll look into it for you. But I'm pretty sure I heard myself that it was going to be ending in the end of March.
15th of February? I hope so. Because March is too much of a piss take, really. And then you've got the beginning of the financial year being, what, the 1st of April, so don't know what they're going to do about that at all. No,
So I found
there's no
something
snow
related
here.
to.
How deep is it where you are, darling?
I found something related to the immigration and emigration statistics from 2020. Well, from 2019 to 2020. It says from the ONS website itself, in the year ending March 2020, non-EU citizens added to the UK population, with 316,000 more estimated to have arrived than left. An estimated 437,000 non-EU citizens came to the UK to stay for 12 months or more, with 121,000 leaving.
Hi, Jedi, darling. How are you? You having a good night? Why are you dreading your tax bill to whip? Or is that a bit of a personal question? Oh, 3 inches.
3 inches, that's what I say about my
Snow.
cucumber.
Of snow, you pervert. Of snow. You would get excited about 3 inches because that's bigger than what you've got.
I just said 3 inches, that's what I say about my cucumber. Don't people just love the sound of dead air?
Oh, it's not that, guys. I was just rubbing my head a little bit. Sorry if I'm being a bit quiet, but it's just getting over what's happened today for me. If you give me about 10 minutes, it'll get better, I think.
Bloody hell, we've been live for over an
Anyway.
hour already.
Oh, I've been doing quite well considering. I've only just recently come round from it, so I'm doing alright.
Oh, Athelston, absolutely. Not for a second did I think that that would actually be genuine statistics. I mean, if they was going to give the real statistics, with it being the Office of National Statistics, they wouldn't have said an estimated number. But it just goes to show how bad the dumbed down version is.
Well,
it just goes to show how bad it must be in reality if even the dumbed down version is ridiculous.
They actually came round and interviewed Leo about these figures, and those were his estimations. Oh, Everson's using really long words today. Give that guy a cracker.
Vexatious. I love that word.
What do you mean, Jedi? What happened in regards to what, my darling? Jamie said, I always carry £half a pound. £half a pound of what, sweetheart? I actually dread to think
back up to try and
what
get
you
some
mean
context
by
on
that.
this now. 3 inches of snow, but it's still snowing. I'm a Donald Jack, so I always carry half. Nope, not got a single clue of what he's talking about.
You need a dictionary when you're reading Appleton's comments. So does he, actually, and those are his own comments, so don't worry about it, darling. Oh, right, okay. And what about the treacle? You can work that out. Think of McDonald's and a Big Mac. Sorry, Jamie, you sort of like lost me there again.
Athelston, I'm posting them for you now.
Oh, Appleton sort of slept in 2 days. Well, why is that then, darling? Have you been on a promise? Well, it's all right if you've found a nice lady and you've been having a nice time.
I'm going to have to post it in 2 separate sections, Athelston, because it's taking it over the 200 character limit.
Who said that I thought you were completely dense, Athelston? I never said that to you. And I wouldn't say that to you. Oh, the chat's starting to get a bit rude again.
Well, what do you expect?
What's that
Hammerwell's
comment
back.
got to do with you getting your leg over anyway? I was actually being nice to you. You're nice to your guests in your StreamYard, and then they say things like that. I mean, why do we bother? We just might as well just insult them right off the bat. What do you think?
You say, why do we bother? I'm honest with them. I tell them they're more pricks, but I love them anyway. I haven't said anything like that, but maybe I should start. Oh, I'm sorry, Heaven. Is that for your own choice, though, darling, or? To be honest, it looks more like a self-advertisement than an attempt at pity with that kissy face at the end.
A lot of us are, Heaven. I mean, I haven't seen my ex in, 5 years now?
I ain't seen my ex in 8 days, and it's been fucking glorious.
Oh, Jake, what are you like?
Crap. Did I say that out loud? I am sorry.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Well, there's somebody out there for everybody, Heaven, and if you're looking, I'm sure you'll find that perfect lady. Or man, if you're that way inclined, I don't know. But I wouldn't, I don't
Hey,
think
if you want
you
to do
are
me a favour,
gay.
I can give you my ex's number.
By the way you were talking to me
Hi, Chloe.
a couple of months ago, I wouldn't have said you were gay. Hi, Chloe, darling, you all right? How have you been today? Has it been any better for you, sweetheart? And how's the lovely Frankie doing? Your daughter Chloe is so beautiful, and I bet you're so proud of her. I know you was kidding. I'm pulling your leg, Athelstan, and it wasn't your third one either. Before you say anything rude.
No, Hammerwell's the expert up there.
You're single and
Well,
have
pulling
been
his
for
own,
40
not other
years now.
people's.
Why is that, Heaven? Or is that too much of a personal question?
I completely misread that comment then. I thought it said, I'm single and I have been for 40 years. Now I'm a man. It's all about punctuation.
Well, like I've said multiple times before, Athelstan, I can barely read the comments right now because my head's still a bit funny from earlier on. But I'm doing the best I can. And knowing you the way I do, you're always joking around with me, so that's cool.
Ethelston, here's one that'll
Nothing
make
wrong
you
with a good
angry.
joke here and there, Athelstan. I'm sorry to hear that, Heaven. So, if you've got children, then you couldn't have been single for that length of time, unless my maths is right off the scale.
To be fair, having kids doesn't necessarily mean that you're with the other one.
No, but it does mean that you've been with someone and you've had your leg over and that would have made you partners at some point. Unless your sperm was taken against your will when you was asleep. How about, which DJ are you talking to, the whip lady, myself or Heaven here?
I'm pretty sure Whip Lady knows that it's never polite to ask a lady her age. So she might be asking you.
Well, the whip lady can be quite like that, though. It doesn't bother me.
I love how my bitchy comment completely snuck by then.
Oh, you've been in relationships, but you just haven't defined what they were. So you're a bit of a tart then, are you, Heaven? I was going to say, Chloe, I'm really sorry to hear all the hassle you've had being trolled and that. It's not nice. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it at all, darling. And if there's anything I can do to help you out, or you need someone to talk to or vent to, you can get my number off of Moggy. He has it, and you can take it from there. Oh, you're a player, are you? Oh, okay. There's nothing wrong with playing as long as you know
I
what the
really need
game
to get.
is. And that you know what all the rules are. Okay. So Carol's been there. And Hammerwell's got your t-shirt. I don't know how he's managed to get your t-shirt, but
nice one, Dee.
Maybe he'll wash it and give it back to you. I'll give you a couple of minutes, Jake, okay?
Oh, God, she just disappears and doesn't tell me that she's doing it in advance. That's really nice. That was nice, just completely abandons me. Well, it looks like I'm back to reading testimonials. Hammerwell, you should enjoy these because I tried to tell you about them earlier. This is a little taster of what you missed out on last time. Back to testimonials from sendshit.co.uk. I think Ethelston in particular will love this one. There are two types of mother-in-law. One of them deserves pig shit, and the other, well, cow shit does the trick. Most of the other ones I'm actually a load of crap. See, this is my problem. I have genuinely nothing to talk about. But I've got an idea of who that chap was anyway, Dee. Don't worry about it. I've had a few of them subbing to me recently. It's from the other community I'm a part of. So let me just say, hi, Ben. I know you're watching. And for the record, that's not Cam's mate, Ben. That's someone else. Just in case anyone gets the wrong idea. But yeah, I have absolutely nothing to talk about right now. I'm a little bit lost. Would be quite nice if someone else would pop up on stream and give me someone to talk to. But then even if you did, Vix would have to be there to let you in, so that just ain't going to work, is it? Just give me a second, guys. Sorry, I'm just looking into some statistics for Ethelston. Ethelston, did you catch the last one that I posted for you? Just pop something in the chat if you did. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'll just post it for you again, just in case. Wrap your eyes around this one when it actually comes through. Oh, is that what it is, Hammer? Oh, I'm sorry that she's been so mean to you. It's disgusting behaviour, that. I know how much you love keep trying to come on these streams, and you never get let on, do you? It's practically harassment, I reckon. It's disgusting. David, how am I meant to react to that comment? I'm struggling enough to talk already, and you put something like that in there. That's just mean. Ethelston, what's that joke website that you always use? Because that's something I could always do just to tide you over until Vix returns. I'm just trying to find it right now. I highly doubt it's Wikipedia. That's the one.
Right, I'm back, people. Sorry about that.
Oh, thank God.
It's
I completely
boring,
flopped, and I'm not talking about my cucumber.
Leave that score.
Yeah, I just completely flopped, and I'm not talking about my cucumber.
Well, what's flop now?
my ability to hold a conversation on my own when there's no one else talking. Ethelston, I've just posted it again. Fingers crossed it doesn't take too long to come through. Yeah, but they're more talking to each other, not me. That's the problem. I say that's the problem. There's no problem with it at all. Apparently there's a bloke in Borough Market selling COVID vaccinations for £2 a pop. Or 3 for a Pfizer.
Funny. Not. Wikipedia.
Yeah, it's the joke website he uses.
Oh, right, I get you. There are actually funny jokes on there.
Well, that depends what you think of the one I just read out. Oh, breaking news, people. The US has actually decided to invade another country to spread more democracy. This time they're going after the US.
The US is going after the US. Right, okay then. Oh, that there's some jokes going in the chat about people's ages. That's not good.
Ethelston, stifled and gagged is the main status of people in this chat. Nothing to do with silence and oppression, we're more just really kinky.
There will be no wars. That's fake news. A lot of the news is fake, Hammerwell. You're right there.
Hammerwell blames Wikipedia for that one. It was an attempt at a joke. Welsh Woody in the house. Oi oi, Savile oi.
Hi, Welshie, darling. How are you? You feeling any better today, Welshie? He was poorly the other day, guys. He had the sniffles, bless him.
So apparently the rioters in the US Capitol and being identified and fired from the jobs. Well, they could have learned a thing or two from the Black Lives Matter rioters. At least they'd have a job to start with.
I agree with you there, Welshie. There probably will be. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, how that happened in the States was disgraceful.
Jesus once said, "He who lives by the sword will die by the sword." Well, he was a carpenter that died after being nailed to a piece of wood, so he might have had a fair point.
How are you, Lindsay, darling? Oh, I'm glad you're feeling better, Welshie. I thought you would have already seen the doctor. What do you mean I'm like you on the fence? I'm certainly not on the fence. I don't have splinters in my arse. Hi, Jake. You alright?
Yep. Hi, other Jake.
What have you been up to today, Jake? Anything nice? Well, maybe if you kept your hands out your pants, Hammerwell, then your hands might have something to say. Not many people can, Welshie. Hammerwell's always on the Viagra and a lot of other stuff. It's all crazy.
It's just gone over an hour and a half, and I think that might be enough time for me. I think I'm going to go and get something to eat.
Okay. What time was you thinking about later on, Jake?
Oh, not a clue. It's up to you. Just send me the StreamYard link when you want to do it, and I'll be
What
here.
about... Is 9 o'clock too late for you guys?
Works for me. But I know you're talking to the chat.
We try and get back on a live at 9. And then we can turn the heat up and make it a nice, joyful chat. And or even let Jake be rude towards me in ways he hasn't done before. How's that for you?
Well, that'll be difficult. I've been an absolute bitch already for the most of the loads we've done.
Bitchy, yes. Raunchy and rude, not so much. Oh, hi, Angela, darling. 9 is perfect. 8 is a bit early for me, Jake, because I've got a few things to do myself today. So, not 9 o'clock it is then. Will you guys have a lovely dinner, and hopefully, you won't be on too many live streams and have lots of rows, because that's what's been going on at the moment, unfortunately. So,
yeah, aside from being muted in most of the other chats.
Why do you think we're coming on at 9?
Aside from being muted in most of the other chats, all the arguments is the main reason I haven't been around much in this community anymore.
But enjoy yourselves this evening, guys, and we will see you back in the madhouse at 9 o'clock. You take care, guys,
and seeing as I'm not the one,
later, Jake.
Don't end it just yet, Vix.
Why is
I need
that
to say my thing. Seeing as I'm not leaving before everyone else and I'm actually seeing it through to the end, I can say my phrase properly. Everyone, thanks for coming. And thanks for joining us too.
It's still really rude, Jake.
I know, but it's brilliant.
Well, true.
See you, everyone.
And Dee didn't even have to use his spanner at all, so that's even better. But you might have to tonight, Dee, if you come in.
Oh no, did you miss it? You already managed to get it bloody once.
Oh, well, we can talk later on, Angela. It's not a problem. Oh, I didn't even see you.
Tom. Hi, Tom. Hi, Tom. Hi, Tom.
Well, we'll see you back in here at 9, guys, all right? And you have a good evening. Take care, guys. See you later.
See you all.
Have a good one.
See you, Vix. I always do.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Love you, my brother.